Good afternoon and happy Tuesday. This is Shayal Day. I just wanted to talk about when God starts to um, do works within you, when you start having these different inclinations and he starts purging some of the things that he needs to purge off of you in order to start working in the direction of building the character traits that he needs you to have in a particular season or part of your life for what he needs you to do in that exact moment. And I was just thinking about this because, you know, for a long time, I would curse like a sailor and I would smoke like 2 packs of cigarettes a day. And I also, I love tequila and I consider myself a margarita connoisseur, I drink a lot and I drank every single day. And, you know, it was really bad at the time because I really didn't care about anything. I didn't really care about myself. And I remember when I asked God to basically, but I didn't know that's what I was doing. Like I'd gotten to a Del Taco and I was like, about to eat this huge burrito. And I was like, God, like, what am I doing? Like, I deserve to be with like one person because I was like all over the place. Like, I had no stability or anything in my life. I came from like toxicity, like from like demons. Like, I saw demons like most of my life growing up, like in my dad's house. Like, I'd see them peering around the corner, like watching me. It was a very weird thing to experience because there was nobody to really talk to about these things. And so, in order to deal with a lot of the frustrations of being picked on, bullied, and like never really fitting in, I turned to distractions. If it was like helping people, that probably never, or most of them actually, they didn't really ask for my help, but some of them did. These were ways to, kind of avoid dealing with my own issues and to feel valued. So I would fall into things like that. But I remember, because you got to be very careful what you ask for, because sometimes God will do some things and you'll be like, whoa, you won't even realize that it's actually God, because I ended up getting into a relationship that was about 6 years long. We got married and everything. And I was abused in that relationship. I was, beaten, psychologically abused, emotionally abused, financially abused. And at first, I couldn't really make sense of it because even though I was like self-destructive towards myself, because I used to cut myself and all of these different things, because I was just so plagued, it's like I felt like I didn't exist. And like being in this situation, I was like, whoa, but it didn't. Like it did take me away from God for a little bit. Like, not that I didn't like still like believe in Jesus and look towards God, but I just kind of shrunk down spiritually. And one of the things that I used to be able to do before this marriage was I was really good at understanding, interpreting my dreams. And I noticed this relationship, like a lot of my spiritual gifts just disappeared. I had no ability to dream. I actually didn't even know who I was. I didn't feel anything. I had no emotion. I was just numb after having somebody talk at me and physically assault me. So believe it or not, sometimes what God will do is it'll seem like it's really strictly from Satan, although the person, the vessel, is filled with demonic entities and things like that. But sometimes God will allow you to literally have an encounter with demons in order to get you to where he needs you to be, so that you will be stunned so badly that it's either life or death. And when you choose life in situations like this where it's really dark, you're literally choosing God. And so I just remember, like, after all the smoke had cleared and I was in the grasp of like, nearly almost losing my life, like quite a few times, because this wasn't like the first time afterwards. Like, I've been raised by, Jezebel and Ahab spirits. And so it was familiarity, like the spirits of familiarity. And then I continued to a couple more times. And then finally, I just had no desire to continue that cycle again. And so sometimes you'll come to the end of yourself, and that's when God will fill in the gaps. And it has been a process. So when I was talking about how like I was like, always drinking and always smoking and always like distracting myself with all these different substances, it was like probably one of the most destructive things that I did, aside from the cutting and like just like self-sabotaging. So when I started healing from the realization that God was trying to get my attention, I had no choice but to draw closer to God, because God was like, you've come to the end of yourself. Are you ready, my child? You're mine. Come with me. And so I went with God, and it was a weird journey because I didn't understand that's what was going on. And so then I went into like the new age and everything, and like, because it was always there, like in a sense, with the crystals and everything. And for a while it seemed like it was helping, but I kept getting these like spiritual attacks in other ways, and like I noticed I was falling down rabbit holes, and there were no answers. I kept coming to the end of like cliffs, and then I became really depressed at some point, and then I had that aha moment. But what's so amazing about God is that things don't happen overnight. It really is a process. So you'll notice, like, for example, like just recently, like I've been trying to stop this for a long time. Like the drinking part, like I was able to get a hold on, but the smoking, I have no desire to smoke. And like I've always wanted to quit smoking. And the other thing too is like the patience, like the fruits of the spirit, like really developing the fruits of the spirit. When I was going through that whole process, when like everything like fell apart in my life, I heard God say, be patient. And this was 2015. So this is like going on 9 years ago, when I got the initial part of the call. And so little like habits and things like that started falling off, but I started like drawing closer to God. Like all of a sudden I kept getting these inclinations to go to places and, look for certain things, like spiritual things. Like I need to be spiritually fulfilled. So, I've become so much more refined, and I'm just loving, every day, like waking up and thanking God every morning that I wake up, of course, because like there are some things that I do in the morning, and when I wake up in the middle of the night, I pray. I speak to God like nonstop. Like I think it's Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 17. I pray without ceasing. That is something like just having a relationship. The longest time, like when I would run into Christians back in the day, like they were so judgmental. And now that I'm on a walk myself, I'm learning that it's not like that. It's very natural. It's really, the Holy Spirit takes over, and like there's wisdom and there's peace. Like there's peace beyond like anything I could really explain. Like the quality of my life has gotten so much better. Like God, like everything that I ask for is like a reality. But like at the same time, like when I stop like going into those cycles, it's like I can't even explain it. It just naturally happens when you're really walking with God. The Spirit will guide you. You'll just know. And so for anyone out there that is like kind of like, oh my God, when am I going to stop doing this and that? Just continue to have faith, because trust me when I tell you this, those things will be purged out of you, because for where God's got you to go and where He's taking you, you won't have room for those things that are not of God. And so God bless you. But I just wanted to like say something like really quickly before I go and start finishing up on my research project. But God bless you, and I love you guys. Cheers. This is She All Day.